Hi everyone, my name is Iben, and when I was a teenager I was introduced to the wonderful Nilgai through a Zoo Tycoon 2 mod by one of my all-time favorite modders called Otterlord. Today, 15 years later, this incredible animal has now been added to my favorite zoo game, and thanks to Frontier I was able to make this little build ahead of time. Now, before we go and take a look at the build that I made, I want to talk a bit about one specific set that was added in the scenery pieces that's going to be used a lot throughout this build. So, let's dive in. So, I want to talk about this specific set of pieces. The Asia pack comes with a bunch of really cool pieces, and I must admit that it's much better than the Americas pack, but this set of pieces really caught my eye. These are a bunch of LED pieces, so keep in mind these will light up at night if you don't turn them off, but they are absolutely fantastic. They come in all kinds of shapes. As you can see, we have all kinds of shapes in terms of curvature. There's a rod version, there's a more rectangular version, but the most incredible thing about this is that these two pieces here are 0.25 meter in length compared to the half a meter length that we're used to. So these allow you to basically make a circle with a diameter of 50 centimeters. Yes. Wow, my brain is fried after the hot weather of the past few days. And that's absolutely incredible. You can make very tiny circles, things that we couldn't do before. And the coolest thing about this rod-like piece is that it's even thinner than the current rod piece. So you get a bunch of curved variants of them, longer pieces, shorter pieces. You get this really tiny ball piece, this really tiny cube piece, which are really nice pieces to have, and you can do really cool stuff with that. But on top of that, the set also comes with these flat pieces. This is again 25 centimeters on 25 centimeters, 50 centimeters on 50 centimeters, so they're really tiny and they're flat and they're ideal to make signs with. They also come in these kinds of bigger panels. There's a set without borders, there's one with this little border, which is really cool. You can, in fact, turn these all into one single color, and because of that, then you can see the small gradient here much better than before. I'm 100% sure that there's going to be a bunch of people who are going to be able to make really cool and nice things with these pieces. They are incredible. I'm very enthusiastic about it. You'll see what I made with them in the very limited amount of time that I had to play with this pack ahead of time. But I'm going to show you two things that you can do with it. And let's take a look at that. Now, one of the first things is this, which is a door, which sounds super exciting. But being able to make this really small circular window is something that I've been wanting to do for ages. And in the last pack, in the Americas pack, we got a metal piece that allowed us to do this, but it wasn't perfect for circles and you had to squish it a bit. This was perfect. This works so well, and because it's not like a circular piece itself, it's not a rod piece, but it's this rectangular piece. It also doesn't look like it's like we're using a rod piece to make this. It works so well. The rest of the door is also made using these panel pieces, so that makes it so cool. Secondly, I was talking about the very small, this is such a stupid little build. I was talking about the very small cube and ball pieces. I made this little cobra thing. So if you close it, it's like a jack-in-a-box, I guess. I think that's the correct term. So if you open it, the cobra springs up and makes some noise. And I really liked but I like the idea. But this shows what you can do with these pieces. These pieces are very, very tiny, and I'm very sure that a lot of people are going to make really cool stuff with it. I'm already looking forward to see what Just Go On is going to do with this, because it's so good for detailing. It's so small, and it's really nice. So let's go back to the build now, and I'll show you guys a few things that I made with it. All right, and now you can probably see why I wanted to showcase those pieces ahead of time, because you can't really see it right away. But I made this entire fence set using those LED pieces, which gave me this cool flowing nature of these fences. This little straw holder is also made using that piece, and because it's now a 25 centimeter piece, it's much smaller, so the angle doesn't have to be that wide. This is one of the new pieces, one of the bell pieces that comes with the pack that I just used as a tip for this fence, but it doesn't stop here. I, of course, had to make this little feeding station. And again, because we now have these pieces, we can make these curves a lot smoother and a lot smaller. And this fits perfectly with the Nilgai. But as I said, it goes even further. As you can see, this piece that I used for the door earlier, I now used as a hole in the table where you can wash your hands, so that you have a basin and it actually looks realistic. The same goes for this little tube piece at the end. It's also made using these LED pieces because, again, it's really cool. The same goes for this piece. It's also made using the LED pieces. So yeah, it's really cool to have. On top of that, the little soap dispenser is also made using one of the LED holder piece and two of the cap pieces from, I believe, the Europe set. So yeah, you can do a lot with these LED pieces, and I'm so incredibly happy that they've been included. It's also very nice that the Nilgai now come closer because I absolutely love these animals. But yeah, it's I'm gonna be honest, I'm very happy with this pack. After the Americas pack, I was quite disappointed with the scenery. This is the exact opposite for me. The pieces are really cool. But I'll show you what else you can do with those pieces. So one of the pieces that also comes, one set that also comes in this pack is a set of lantern pieces. They are huge flowers and flower leaves and stuff like that, but you can use this small piece and make it into these crystal lamps that you can see in quite a few zoos and nature shops and stuff like that. It's a very typical thing. Here, the same, this is a new lantern piece, but if you turn it all off and make it one color, it looks like one of the tiffin containers. These are the bell pieces. As you can see, there's big variants, there's smaller variants. I really like that. But as I talked about earlier, the new the new LED pieces can also be used for signs. Again, this is a very quick and dirty build because I didn't have a lot of time because of a heat wave here in Belgium. But you could do a lot with them already quite quickly. Before, if you wanted to have a perfect square, you would have to use hundreds of pieces, hundreds of font pieces. Now you don't longer need that. You can just take one of the squares and you're golden. You can make your little signs. On top of that, here is one of the decoration pieces, the wooden decoration panels. I really like those as well. And here's one of those donation boxes made with those lead pieces, because now you can easily make this. And you might have noticed something here. So as you can see, I said the Cat May Foundation. Cat May is one of the incredible community managers of the game. They don't usually come in the forefront because they're more invested and working with a lot of the content creators, but on the day of the release of the pack, which is tomorrow, it's their birthday, so I wanted to include them in this little build as a homage to everything that they've done for all the content creators. So Kat, I hope you enjoyed this. It's something that I had to throw together very quickly, but I still hope you enjoy it. So yeah, as this is what I have. I know it's not that much, but I'm really happy with this pack. There's the obvious elephant in the room, and if you want to know more about my views on the pack itself and on the animals, you got my Twitter review. I go over everything, but at the same time, aside from the elephant, which I would have replaced with a different animal, I think this is one of the best packs that's been put out by Frontier in the last 2 years. The animal selection, aside from the elephant, is incredible. I like all of the animals. The Nilgai is really cool. The black buck is really cool. The tanuki is really cool. The lion-tailed macaque is also one of the most amazing animals to be added to the game. So all in all, I am quite happy with this pack. I see it as essentially the tropical version of the Twilight pack, which sounds weird, but the Twilight pack was the cherry on top for me for the Europe pack, and the EurasiaAnimal pack is the cherry on top for me for the tropical pack. So if you don't have all the packs yet and you're looking into getting more packs, I would say grab the tropical pack and take the EurasiaAnimal pack with it as well. They work really well together. You can do really cool stuff with them, and yeah, overall a really good pack. If you want to see more about each individual piece, I refer to my Twitter review, as I always do. I've noticed people really like those, so I'm glad that that people watch them and read them. But yeah, overall, solid entry into the DLC list and a collection of Planet Zoo. I don't know what the future brings. I'm not sure if there's... with every DLC now, I'm just saying, if there's a future DLC, I hope it's in line with this one. Because I am quite satisfied with what this DLC offers, how the animals have been done, the scenery has been done. It's... yeah, I'm very satisfied. I'm looking forward to using these animals in a bigger project. I'm trying my best to get a project that I enjoy and that I keep enjoying, but I'm glad that you watched this video, and I hope to see you soon in the future. Bye!